Yeah, now we are in live. So sorry for the delay, guys. We have some technical issue. That's why we're being delayed. So hello everyone. This is Shobhaj Hussain, Managing Director of NSS Solution. Today I am here, one of the top and reputable university in Malaysia and also in Australia, which is Swinburne University. And our special guest today join is Elton Hill. He is going to discuss about the university, about the tuition fees and their facilities. So now I'm going to pass to our before I'm going to pass to our special guest, I would like to ask you guys. You can take comments about to know about the Swinburne University, about their facilities, and many more. And also, they are offering us a scholarship. So now I'm going to pass to our special guest to discuss about the university and about himself. Hi, Mr. Elton. How are you doing?
Hi, Thomas. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, first of all, thank you so much for inviting Swinburne University to participate this a live session. I hope by the end of the day, end of this presentation, students can actually benefit from a little bit of everything and also get to know more about Swinburne University. Yeah. So all right. So before I start my presentation, telling you more about Swinburne University, my name is Elton. I am the international marketing here at Swinburne University of Technology Sarawak campus. So now, so today, I will actually share a little bit more about Swinburne University. So you will, I think some of you may heard about Swinburne, but may not get a lot of information about Swinburne before. You heard it that is in Australia, but of course there is a branch campus here in Malaysia. So today I'm here to answer all the questions and also all the queries that you have. All right. So allow me to share my screen. Not sure if you can see. Think so. First you have to put it on. Yeah, cool. No problem. Now, all right. So as you can see, we are actually the one of the recently a good news is that Swinburne University actually climbs 50 ranks in the QS World Ranking. And of course, today we are ranked as one of the top university and also ranked in 321 in the world ranking, right? So a bit of history about Swinburne University. We started off as a technical college back in 1908, all right, in Australia, Melbourne. Then, of course, slowly we actually became a university in 1992, right? We actually continued to grow and also gain our university status. Then, of course, back in 2000, the Sarawak State government, all right, and also Swinburne Australia decided to actually make a joint partnership and establish this branch campus right here in Sarawak. Right, it's actually located in Malaysia. We are actually, I would say, 1.5 hours flight away from Kuala Lumpur. And last year, 2020, we actually celebrated the 20th of anniversary, right? And also and then of course for this year, it's good news is that we continue to become one of the top ranked university, right? So as I mentioned just now, we are actually a top university and we are actually among the top 1.5% among the top universities around the world. Yeah. So we are located in Malaysia, and Malaysia we are located in Kuching cities, in Kuching, right? So basically, just now I mentioned we are actually 1.5 hours flight away from Kuala Lumpur. I would say that among all the cities here in Malaysia, we have like Kuala Lumpur, Penang, if you heard of Johor, Kota Kinabalu, and Kuching. I would say that Kuching has one of the most affordable place, or I would say most affordable cities to live in, basically, right? So this is actually some of the costs, or I would say living costs that you expect to spend when you're here at Kuching. All right. So you can see that accommodation is actually about 500 to 1,000 ringgit per month. All right. And of course, there's one fact is that the accommodation here is actually much significantly cheaper compared to Kuala Lumpur. Right. That is the reason a lot of students actually came over here to get an Australian degree, but at the same time, they can also save on the living cost. Now, in terms of meals and groceries, I would say about 300 to 500 ringgit. All right. So you can get a meal as cheap as $1.50. All right. And then also entertainment as well. I would say that about 200, 300 ringgit. and also transportation as well, right? So I would say that it pretty much depends on your budget, but of course I would say that 1,200 to about 2,000 ringgit per month is really sufficient enough, right, to live here at around Kuching. So this is our campus, all right. An overview of our campus is actually 16.5 acre, all right. As you can see that we have a cricket field, we have football field, we have tennis court, and of course we have in-campus accommodation, which is undergoing some renovation right now. Later, I will share with you some of the images of the ongoing renovation. And also we have the cafeteria and also dedicated building for engineering as well, right? Now, around the campus itself, we also have malls just right in front of our campus. So students who observe Friday prayers, particularly for Muslim students, all right, so they can actually go and observe their Friday prayers just right across the street. And also, we do have a shopping mall, right? So you can actually have, a lunch or dinner with your friends while you're waiting for your next class, right? And then also we have hospital and also hotels and also eateries around the campus. Now comes to the most important thing that maybe you want to know or students want to know or maybe parents want to know as well. What are the advantages if you actually pursue a Swinburne degree, right? So
Yeah.
first of all, as I mentioned, we are actually a Australian, we actually provide an Australian education in Malaysia, as we are actually a branch campus, right, of Swinburne, Australia. So a lot of students may think that getting a Australian education you have to go to Australia. Now that is false. Basically, you can actually get an Australian education here in Malaysia, and Swinburne is one of them. And of course, you can come in Swinburne and actually to obtain that Australian degree without having to step a foot to Australia, right? This is also made, and of course, whether which campus you go for, either you want to go for our main campus in Melbourne or the branch campus here in Malaysia, in Sarawak, you will still get the same certificate from Australia. That is an advantage. The only thing, of course, that difference later I'll share with you, right? Second is the world ranked university. As I mentioned, we are actually one of the world ranked university. Of course, at the end of the day, when you actually graduate from Swinburne, you may want to find a job. I mean, of course, everyone wants to find a job, but whether is it recognized worldwide? So I would say yes, because we are a world-ranked university. So everyone would know Swinburne University. Now, just as I mentioned, the only difference is the money itself, the fees, right, to get an Australian education. So that is why I would say that the third reason or third advantages of students coming here to Swinburne is the value of money. Well, because our course fee are actually 1/3 of the Australian tuition fee, so that is actually making it much more affordable for students to get that Australia certificate. All right, so that is another advantage. Now we also have the international study options. We are very flexible. I would say that among all the campuses in Malaysia, I would say that Swinburne has one of the I would say easiest and most flexible kind of transfer and also exchange to Swinburne, Australia. This one I'll actually go in depth later on. All right, in my next slides. All right, so you can have an idea of how does this international study options work. Of course, we also have one of the advantage is the graduate employability rate, right? So of course, at the end of the day, when you graduate, you want to get a job. So our graduates, 94% of them can actually secure a career within 6 months of graduation. So that is actually quite a good, I would say, achievements that we have or to show students that you're coming here to Swinburne, you are actually much, I would say, 94% of chances of you getting a job in 6 months graduate is there. And last but not least, we are actually the Adobe Creative Campus, right? So if you heard about Adobe before, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Acrobat. So basically, we are one of the only 20 universities in the world and also in Australia, the only one, and the only one in Malaysia to actually get this creative campus from Adobe. So what does it mean is that Adobe actually recognized Swinburne's effort in terms of delivering their subjects, or I would say delivering in terms of the digital literacy, right? So that is the recognition that is actually being awarded by Adobe, right? So these are some of the 6 advantages that you can think of I mean, you can actually, when it comes to Swinburne, you can actually consider these advantages, right, that you will be getting when it comes to Swinburne. But of course, the last reason, number seven, is that, which I cannot highlight, is Malaysia as a destination. Because Malaysia, if from Bangladesh to Malaysia, is actually pretty much very close, 4 hours flight, all right, to Kuala Lumpur, all right, and then another 1.5 hours flight to Kuching. Second is, of course, Malaysia. We share the same, I would say, similar culture and religion as well, because Malaysia is a Muslim country. And of course, when you come over here, you actually get to access, you can go to mosque easily. You can find a mosque easily. You can actually find halal food as well. So it's very, very convenient. So that is the seventh reason that I actually want to highlight, right?
That's great.
Yeah. So moving on, yeah, our graduates are also being hired by top 100 global brands around the world. All right. So we are actually not only working with the local partners, but also, or was it local company organizations, but we also work with partner with global companies like you can see here Google, Shell, Deloitte, HSBC, Microsoft, Facebook, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so our students are actually some of them, or they have went to companies like this to actually for the career, and some of them they actually went to internship as well. And of course, all our programs are professional recognized, right? So, like for example, if you are going for our engineering program are accredited by Engineers of Australia and also Board of Engineers of Malaysia. And for IT program, we got Australia Computer Society. For business, we have CPA and ACCA, to name a few. Yeah, so these are actually some of the professional recognition that we have, right, in our program. Now, moving on, okay, so Swinburne is actually quite a we also have a very diverse global community here at Swinburne. We have more than about 3,500 students from over 45 countries, all right? And of course, we have about 183 to 200 academics from 13 countries. So if you can see the world map here, the red color is basically all, I would say that students, where are the students from, right? So you can actually see that, of course, South Asia, like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and also Sri Lanka. We have students from South Asia, all the way to Middle East. We also have students from Indonesia, Brunei, and also in the Africa region as well. We also have students from Australia. We have students from France, Germany, Norway, Finland. Because and also Sweden as well, and Denmark for our exchange program, right? So we get students from, I would say, every part of the world come here to pursue their education here at Swinburne. And of course, student life is equally important. These are some of the pictures that I can share with you about Bangladeshi students here in Swinburne. So not only you meet them as your classmates, but of course you also get to join events. These are actually before COVID. I would say that I think that was about 2019, if I'm not mistaken. This group of Bangladeshi students actually perform in the cultural night. All right, so it is actually kind of good exposure for people to know more about Bangladesh, right? And of course, these are some of students that in their projects, they are in the campus, stuff like this. So rest assured is that when you're here, you also meet people from Bangladesh as well, right? We have about, I would say, about 100 students from Bangladesh, right? And they are actually one of the, I would say, if not the top 5 international students here at Swinburne, Malaysia campus. Okay, so just now I mentioned the flexibility to transfer and exchange program to Swinburne, Australia. Now I'll start off with the transfer, right? So what does transfer means is that you can actually start in Malaysia now and also complete everything in Australia. Now, meaning to say that if you are an engineering student, right, 4 years, you can choose to do 3 years in Malaysia, 1 year in Australia, or 2 plus 2, or 1 plus 3. All right. So it allows you in a way that to save money, all right, Second is you can actually experience the best of both worlds. You can actually get the Malaysia experience and also get the Australia experience at the same time, right? While you're studying here. So of course, this is not a compulsory transfer. It's basically an optional. You can actually think of, you can actually make the decision while you're actually studying here at Swinburne, right? Not to be, not exactly like you need to make the decision right now. Now, for non-engineering program, it will be 3 years. So you can do 2+1 or 1+2, all right? But of course, all of these transfer programs are subject to the visa approval from the Immigration Australia, right? So that is the options for you. But of course, you may be asking, going to Australia, is it going to be very expensive? Or if it's expensive, I can't actually go to Australia. Is there any options that I want to try going to Australia for that one semester? Basically, yes, you can actually go for our exchange program, right? Now, this exchange program is basically for students to do an exchange to Swinburne, Australia for one semester. And the benefit of it is you can actually pay it your tuition fee in ringgit Malaysia. All you need to do is the eligibility is straightforward. You need to have at least 2.7 CGPA. You completed 1 year of your studies, all right, and then enroll into our degree program. You can go to Australia, all right. You can actually go for an exchange program, so no issue.
Great.
Now, is there any questions so far
So far
on
we
this?
got on one questions. One of the guys comments. Yeah, good to see us. Yeah, so we are waiting for.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good to see you as well.
yeah,
All right, so if not, then I'll just move on to the accommodation.
yeah, sure.
Um, yeah. So this is the accommodation in progress right now. All right. As I mentioned just now during a campus overview, Swinburne is actually the on-campus accommodation is actually doing renovation. So we expect to complete it by the end of the year. So this is some of the I would say images for you to have a look. All right. So this is actually I would say that it's quite new, and then we have student lounge, and we also have lobby as well. Now, of course, part of our campus upgrade, all right, at Swinburne, we are actually doing a bit of, I would say, a lot of renovation ongoing, the campus upgrade. So these are some of the renovated one. So like main entrance and lobby, you can see here. We also have student lounge, all right. It looks like a cinema from outside. Actually, this is actually a student lounge. Basically, this is actually for a lecture theater, right? Walkway. But here's a student lounge where you actually can hang out and also sit in the while waiting for the lecture to start and whatnot. This is a lecture theater. All right, it can house about 250 students. And also we have tutorial classrooms. So the unique thing about this tutorial classroom is that it is much more towards I would say that 21st century learning means to say that all the classrooms, right, instead of the traditional, squarish table, two times two or 4x4, how does it look like? But we make it like a round table discussion. So we actually encourage students to actually to discuss and to brainstorm ideas, right? So this is what we call the interactive classrooms. And last but not least, we also refurbish the washroom as well, right? Now, so I have a video here. So maybe we play a video, right? There's
Yes.
about 1.5 minutes. Then after that, I will continue with the courses.
Okay, sure.
Welcome to Swinburne Sarawak Campus Tour. Our campus is near the city centre, commercial and residential areas, making Swinburne easily accessible. Let's start the tour with our lecture theatre. It can comfortably seat up to 350 people for a huge lecture. Next, we'll have a look at our computer and science laboratories. As the University of Technology, Swinburne has state-of-the-art computer laboratories helping students gain skills needed for the future career. Our science laboratories are well equipped for students to conduct experiments in a safe and controlled environment. Not only that, our campus has 46 engineering and research laboratories. Students can explore the research while preparing for the future career Industrial Revolution 4.0. The library is your one-stop solution to all your studies need. We have resources, facilities, and services meant to ease learning at Swinburne. The library also has a 24 hours study area for our students. Our campus has two 24 hours computer laboratories that are fully equipped and safe for use after office hours. The multi-purpose hall can accommodate up to 900 people for activity with a large crowd. It also functions as our recreational facilities such as basketball court, badminton court, squash court, and a fully equipped gym located above multi-purpose hall. Students can join sports and recreational club to make full use of these facilities. That concludes our campus tour. Thanks for watching. See you on campus.
Thank you very
Alright,
much for the
so
video. It was nice.
yeah. So this is actually a snapshot of the campus itself. So if you would like to see more, of course, I welcome you to join us. Right, then you can actually experience the student life here at Swinburne. Yeah?
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, so now I'll move on to so now I'll move on to the courses that we offer here at Swinburne. So basically, we offer a business course, right, in the major of management, marketing, accounting and finance, human resource, international business, and management of digital media, right, under the undergraduate course. But for the masters, we do offer MBA and also Masters of Human Resource Management. Now, in design, we do offer multimedia design, graphic design, and also in the arts, we offer media and communication, and also Masters of Arts teaching English to speakers of other languages. Right. For engineering, we do offer robotics, mechanical, E&E, civil engineering, chemical engineering, and also science. We offer biotechnology and also environmental science. Right. Now, the good thing about the engineering program is that, as I mentioned, we are not only accredited by the Board of Engineers of Malaysia, but we also get the recognition from Engineers of Australia. Right. So that is the advantage. But of course, except for chemical engineering, the reason why is because chemical engineering is not offered in Australia. All right. So, but of course, chemical engineering is still recognized under the Board of Engineers of Malaysia. Now, for the IT program, we do have computer science and also information communication and technology. Then also, if students who always there's some students asking about they want to do CSE, right? What in Bangladesh is very popular, which is computer science and engineering. So
Yeah,
you can
very
actually, yeah, very popular. Always this question will comes in, right? So we don't have computer science engineering, which is IT and engineering as a I would say a combined, but we do have this in robotics and mechatronics engineering and computer science as double major, all right? So a double degree, sorry. So in a way that you can actually study robotics and mechatronics engineering and also top up another year for computer science, right? So, but only limited to robotics and mechatronics, but not every engineering program. But of course, if you want to do civil engineering with business, yes, you can also do that. It's a double degree. So, meaning to say that or of course, if you do civil engineering only, there will be 4 years. But if you want to do civil engineering plus a business, that will be 5 years, right? We have double degree on that. Last but not least, of course, we do offer foundation studies as well. We offer foundation in business, design, engineering, and also science and IT multimedia. All right, these are some of the courses that we offer here at Swinburne. Oh yeah, before I forgot, we also offer diploma of business management. Okay,
Oh, that's good.
so yeah, so these are some of the tuition fees. All right, an overview of tuition fees. So you can see here, foundation studies is about $6,000 for 1 year. For diploma, it's about 9,800 in total. Okay, and for business degree and also IT, it's about $7,500 per year. Or engineering program is about 9,800 or would say 10,000 per year. and for design it's about 9,004 to science it's about 10,000. So average it will be about 7,500 US dollars all the way to 10,000 US dollars per year. Now some of you may think that hey, how come the fees is basically I would say slightly higher, I would say higher compared to local, I would say compared to Malaysia-based university, right? Some students
Yeah.
may ask this question. Now, I would say that, well, we can't compare that with Malaysia-based university, but if you will compare among the foreign branch campus, I would say that Swinburne has one of the most affordable fees, right? And at the end of the day, you are actually getting a Australian degree, which allow you to work not only in Malaysia but also in Australia as well in the future, right? So, if, and of course, if you compare to the degree in Australia, right, from our main campus, that fee actually, I would say that 3 times higher, right? So, for example, we are paying about 31,600 ringgit in Malaysia for a year for business, but in Australia we are paying about 30,000 Australian dollars. So you see that is the differences. Of course, the currency itself also different as well. So of
Correct.
course, coming to Malaysia will give you definitely an advantage in terms of saving a lot more, right? And of course, worth the money as well.
I would
Okay.
like to interrupt you, Mr. Elton. So I got a
Yeah.
comments from your university's current student. So you
Sorry.
can. I got a comments for you,
Yeah.
from a current student who are studying in your university.
Sorry, I can't get the question.
The student is currently studying in your university, and he give the comments how he is learning.
You mean how does the learning works? Is it?
Yeah,
Can I see? Sorry, I need to go out and see what's the question. It's a comment, is it?
yeah. You can see in the display.
Oh, okay, my student. Yes, yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
this is
okay.
like the current student who are like studying. They can like really experience what actually they're learning. So this is how the students can learn. So I think this is
Yeah.
like there is no doubt to study there and get the world class educations. And I think the most of the lecturer also from also Australia also they have many Australian lecturer also. I
Yes,
hope.
you're right. Now,
So,
okay, I think I know who is this student. Basically, yes, I would just want to add on is that Swinburne is actually I would say that we actually in terms of in online learning as well. Of
yeah,
course, in before COVID, we actually did even before COVID, right? We actually have introduced the online learning. It's just that we did not actually invest. I would say that not maximize it fully. But because of the COVID right now, we have no choice. All right, we actually have to
yeah,
do
that's
the
true.
online learning. So I would say that the system itself is actually quite good in a way that a lot of these lectures are being delivered. They're actually being recorded, and at the same time, you can also engage your lecturer. Not only you don't have to really go out to WhatsApp lecture, but you also can actually interact with the lecturers inside the portal itself. So it's something that is very, very, I would say, interactive.
Convenient, yeah, convenient for the student also. So they can easily can track with the professor and also can ask any kind of
Yeah,
solution. That's
yes.
good. That's really
Because me
appreciate.
myself, I'm actually taking MBA as well.
Oh,
Basically, I would say that yeah, the lecturers are actually, I would say that they go beyond. All right.
mhm.
I also have a very good student experience so far. So definitely, I would say that. But of course, it also depends on the students. How well they want to accept it. Some students may have a very negative mindset, but of course, if you actually put in a very positive mindset to yourself, and even though if it's online learning or whatnot, I think online learning is also a great thing as well because with the technology that we have and stuff like this, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Then great to know that you are also studying MBA in the Swinburne University. So I think
Yes,
this
of
is
course.
the most most the biggest example for the students itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Sorry,
sometimes you don't eat, then you don't know what are you eating. So if
yeah,
I try myself, that is definitely is good. That's why I'm trying something
yeah.
like that. Thank you, Mister. Yeah, you
Right.
can continue for your like presentations.
Sure, no problem. Wait, I'll continue. Yeah. So basically, these are some of the fees. All right. So as I mentioned just now, among all the foreign front campus, I would say that our fees are pretty much affordable. All right, reasonable as well. So at the end of the day, when you graduate, you are getting an Australian degree. That is the word of money. Yeah.
Sure.
So now, what are the requirements to actually enter into our program? All right, through if you want to enter through to foundation, so you have to have SSC. So as long as it's more than 3.5 and IGCSE O levels 5 Cs, then you can actually go into our foundation program. Right now, for diploma, SSC completion and also IGCSE O levels is 3 Cs. All right. And for bachelor degree, HSC is 3.5, all right, and above. And also for GCE A levels is 8 points in 3 subjects. Now, how do you calculate the 8 points? Is A, B, C, D, E is equals to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So let's say, but of course you have to get 3 subjects. So let's say if you get 2 A's, all right, but you only get 2 subjects. So unfortunately, we can't take your A levels. Then we will have to put you into foundation first. Right. The rule of thumb is actually you have to take 3 subjects. For postgraduate studies, a recognized bachelor degree program is sufficient. All right. So of course we have to look into the course requirement as well. Right. So if you have any students or students you may want to come into our MBA program, you have to send in your transcript for further assessment. Okay.
Sure, sure. So I would like to request students so who would like to study in Malaysia, don't hesitate. Even if you are willing to study in Australia, this is the good chance for you. Like you can minimize your cost also to study two
Yeah.
years in Swinburne and 2 years in like Australia. Yes,
Yeah.
brother. Please continue.
So no, yeah. So basically, academic and English entry requirement. Of course, you have actually met the academic requirement, right? So of course, we have to see the English entry requirement as well. So for English entry requirement, for O level students and A level students, the good thing is you don't have to sit for an IELTS if your English is a C, right? You don't have to sit for an IELTS if your English is a C and you don't have a long study gap. Meaning to say that once maybe you graduate in 2019 and you want to come in this year, yes, we still accept you. But of course, if you actually graduate 2017, 2016, then you have long study gap, then we don't look into your English O levels or A levels anymore. So you have to take the IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, or Duolingo.
Okay,
Now,
so
for bilingual medium students, HSC or SSC, you have to take at least one of these IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, or Duolingo. Right? You can choose to take either one of these, and if you pass, you can actually enter into the program itself. But if you don't get the required score, no worries. Then you can actually go into our English academic EAP, what we call English Academic Purpose, right? You can actually do this program for about 10 weeks, then only you go into our program, right? So that is another pathway for you.
so is there any like year gap limitation that students can apply only for 2 years or 3 years study gap? Some of the country like UK, they don't accept like, okay, if your study gap like more than 3 years, then they have like lot of like procedures they have to follow to get the
Yeah.
students or to get the admission.
For us, no. Okay, we don't have very very strict rules on that. But of course, we need you to provide your personal statement or your CV resume for us to actually to see what you have been doing for that past few years. All right.
Okay.
So you just provide us the personal statement. But of course, I would say that for students who are actually in 2020 or 2021 graduate,
Yeah.
who's about to graduate, um, some students actually ask me whether should I take a study gap. all right? Or I would say, I would actually tell students on this, if you have things to do, let's say you wanted, if you have a very not strong in the financial background, maybe you want to gain more pocket money before you go to study abroad, or you may want to volunteer in terms of some Red Crescent, or maybe you want to Red Cross Society, or you want to volunteer in terms of doing something good for the community. And if you want to take some study gap, that is fine, right? Because you're doing something that is beneficial for you in the future. But if, let's say, if you are taking a study gap just because you just want to wait for face-to-face study, or you just want to hang out first because you have been studying for about 10 years, since you are kindergarten or all the way from SSC, HSC, or O level, A levels, and you just want to take a break. Now, I would say that don't waste time. So quickly go and sign up, or quickly go and look at the university that you interest, and just start your studies, right? Because study gap, if you actually don't have things to do and you take study gap, is basically wasting your own time.
Yeah, true.
That is my suggestion, or I would say my advice.
Thank you very much for the fruitful advice, brother. Like, yeah, you may
You're
continue.
welcome. Yeah. So we are actually so now we are going into next slide. All right. So this is the most attractive one of it. It's basically about scholarship and grants for the year of 2021. So for O levels, for foundation studies, so as long as for O level students you get 3 A's all the way to 6 A stars and above, you are getting about 3,000 all the way up to about 12,000, right, for your first year. Now for SSC, at least 4.0, and then you get 3,000, and then all the way up to 5.0, you get about 12,000. This is only for the first year, right? But of course, foundation is a 1 year program, so basically it's a total fee, right, deduction.
Yeah, that's
Now for
great.
diploma, sorry.
Yeah, that is great. Like they're giving like a lot of scholarship. I think I couldn't find some
Yes.
other university they give this kind of scholarship. Like
Yeah, in
12
foundation,
divided by.
in foundation we give about close to 50%
Yeah, that's great.
scholarship. And for diploma, any qualification you come in, we will give you automatically straight about 15% off in your tuition fee, right? And for degree, so for HSC student, we give about up to 11,000, right? So long you get 4.0, 4.5, and 5.0, you get about 5,000, 7,000 to 11,000. Now for A level students, if you actually if you get 2 Bs, you get about 5,000. You get 1 or 2 A, you get about 7,000. If you get 3 A's, you get 11,000. And if you get 4 A's, right, you actually get about the first year tuition fee waiver for free. All right, so it's a full tuition fee waiver for the first year. Okay, but of course, if you don't get any scholarships in terms of foundation or degree, your result is not eligible, no worries. You will still be awarded this Swinburne Sarawak entrance grant, which is about 2,000 for foundation and 3,000 for undergraduate program.
Okay, that's
Right?
great.
Now, but
Thank you.
if students, let's say they don't get a scholarship, right, and they want to, they are taking courses from either chemical engineering, IT or computer science, multimedia design and graphic design, biotechnology and environmental science, and also media and communication, they are getting a 15% off in their first year tuition fee, right? So let's say, for example, if you get 3.9 HSC, right, but you are taking IT program, then of course 3.9 you don't get a scholarship, but you get, because you do IT, you get 15% off tuition fee.
So
Right. So
if the
that's
students have GPA 5, they will get that scholarship and also this 15%, both.
okay. The answer is no, because we can't top up, so students can only choose one. But of course, we will award students the highest. So let's say, for example, students get 5.0, he or she get 11,000, but he take computer science is 15%. So 15% is about, I would say, about 4,800 ringgit, about there. So of
Oh,
course, we will give students this one instead because it's 11,000.
Yeah, this is like quite high.
Yes, the highest we'll give to students. Unless students wants the 4,800 to 50%, then it's another story. Right. So yeah. So we also have the masters, or I would say the postgraduate by coursework bursary. So as long as students who are coming into MBA program, Masters of Art TESOL, our Masters of this construction management, and also Masters of Human Resource Management, we automatically award them 10% off, right, in their total tuition fee. And of course, if any teacher is watching right now, and if you want to send your kids over, or your parents are actually a teacher or lecturer, you can actually also apply for this school appreciation bursary as well, right? But last but not least, also we have siblings discount. So if you have any siblings that you're studying here at Swinburne, you can also get that 10% discount in the first year tuition fee, right? So that's how it works. Now, of course, right now, on we because we are actually still in the COVID-19 pandemic right now. Right? Unfortunately, Malaysia is still recording a very high case every day. I would say that foresee that border because for now Sarawak border remains closed. Right, I would say that a lot of learning disruption. Students can't come to face, but and also in fact that a lot of I would say all institutions in Malaysia are actually conducting online learning right now. There's no face-to-face studies, right? But of course, we actually want to make sure that you are safe wherever you are, right? And at the same time, don't delay your studies. So what we do is that we actually offer this stay-at-home program, right? It's actually the special tuition fee reduction for up to 20%, right, to all our new international students. So meaning to say that you get an extra waiver, right, for you to do online learning, right, while waiting for your visa to be processed. And once you are done, once the visa actually done, then you can actually proceed to you can actually come in for the second semester, right? So, and also the good thing about this is a lot of people may think that online learning is something that is very scary because maybe you have a very different experience uh, when you are in high school. So that is why we give students a 2 to 4 weeks trial period, right? I mean to say that you start our studies online, but if within that 2 to 4 weeks you think that you are not that comfortable with online learning, then you can actually opt for to defer your studies for next semester until the border opens of face-to-face classes, right? That is actually no penalty fee, and then you actually can defer it directly. So that is the advantage, I would say, the benefit of this under this stay-at-home program. So in a way that we allow students to feel confident, to feel comfortable on doing online learning, right? But of course, as I mentioned just now earlier, online learning is not something new for Swinburne. It has been actually there before COVID-19 hits, right? So now because of we have to maximize it due to online learning, so we have been using it, extensively. Yeah.
And I could say like online learning is kind of also face to face. It's also students when they start, they know it's very easy and convenient,
Yeah.
and even they can ask more questions compared to face to the professor.
Yes, you're right. So basically, we do have okay, maybe I'll just share with you the how does the online learning works. So in a way, it is easy for students to have a look here, right? I have the access. Please hold on.
Okay, so in the meantime, we got some comments. So you wanna go through it.
Sorry.
We got some of the comments from our audience. So you wanna go through
Yeah,
it
sure.
better. Okay, first of all, thank you very much. The campus is really nice. Then secondly, one of the current students who are studying in Swinburne University. Yeah, thank you for the information. That is very essential for our students. Then thank you, Mr. Yeah, Adrian.
Hi, Edwin. Hello.
So we got another comment from Nazrul Hassan. the tuition
Okay.
fees or MBA. So I
Okay.
think
Hi, Nato. Yes. Let me explain. For our MBA program, the tuition fee is okay. Let me check. Yeah. The tuition fee for MBA is basically about um, 50,480 ringgit, which if you actually convert it into US dollars, about 12,000. But of course, as I mentioned, we also give a about 10% 10% waiver for all the postgraduate students. Then that would cost about additional 5,000 ringgit waiver, which is about $1,250. So all in, I think you only have to pay about $10,800, yeah, for your MBA program. But of course, we also need to check whether you are a business graduate or not. The good thing is that for business graduate, the you have to actually complete about, I would say, 16 subjects, right? 15 plus one or 15, 16 subjects. Yeah. So if you are a business graduate, you will get a 4 subjects exemption automatically, right? So instead
Oh,
of getting 16, you
yeah.
do 11 plus 1, which is technically 12. Right? Why I say plus 1 is because there's one unit actually need a double credit hours. Right? So I
Oh,
would say that consider is as a 2 units. So it's about 12 units, I would say. Yeah.
so
All
the
right.
cost is also less, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
And the
so,
cost will be lesser,
Mhm.
and then you can graduate faster.
And also this is how many years course? Is it 2 years course or 1 year, the MBA?
Okay, for MBA, it's a 2 years course if you are not from the business school previously, but if you are business graduate previously, then it will be about 1.5 years.
Okay, that's great.
Mhm.
So how student pay the tuition fees? The you said like after scholarship it will be around 45K ringgit. So
Yeah,
the student have to pay one shot or they can pay by semester.
they will pay by semester basically. Yeah,
Okay, that's great. I think that is also like reasonable for the students to
yeah. You
pay
don't
by
have to
semester.
pay exactly all upfront, but if you want to pay upfront, it's fine, no problem. But normally we will advise students to do it by semester. That would be great.
So I got okay. Thank you, Mr. Monir Ahmed. Yeah. So I got another comments. Very informative session for yeah.
Thank you.
So I got another questions from our audience. Can I know about the Swinburne University Australia campus scholarship and the requirements?
Okay, good question, Raston.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, for Australia campus, I would say that you will have to go to ask the Australia one because I don't represent Swinburne Australia. All right.
Yeah.
So if you want to find out more about Swinburne Australia, you have to go to their website at www.swinburne.edu.au. All right.
Yeah.
But of course, I would say that a lot of students, if I were a student, I would actually recommend you to join. You can actually join. There's an option for you to actually join the Malaysia campus first. The reason why is because you get to experience the best of both worlds, right? Of
Yeah.
course, going to Australia, yes, it's a great experience, but of course, it's best for you to actually, because me myself, I am actually an Australian graduate as well. I actually experienced both best of both worlds. All right, I actually experienced the Malaysia one and also the Australia one. The second reason is of course the cost itself. Yeah, there may be there is some differences between the courses in the course itself because in Australia, if you are to stay in Melbourne, the living cost is actually quite high. All right.
Okay.
So the benefit of coming to Malaysia campus is it's actually much more affordable, right, in terms of living costs and also the tuition fee as well. At the end of the day, you will still get the Australian cert, right? The degree itself is going to be the same from Australia. The same vice chancellor is going to sign your testament, right? So basically, the value of money is there. Yeah.
Okay. That's I think that is very quiet and informative answer. So who are like hesitating or thinking anything for that? So this is good for them actually.
Yeah. Now, I would like to share this online learning platform for the students out there. Um, yeah, allow me to share my screen. I think you have to. Can you see, Sobas? I think you have to put it up
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but of course, I think you should be able to. Now, this is actually our learning management platform, all right, what we call Canvas. Right, a lot of students may thought of like, online learning is scary, it's like learning from YouTube, or maybe there are questions like I heard about students saying that, oh, it's actually not interactive and whatnot. Actually, it's not, right? So basically, these are how our lectures upload their learning materials. So let's say, for example, like week one, all right. So the lectures will upload all the I would say the lecture slides and whatnot here, right? So what you need to do is you just click here and download. You want to read it here, it's fine, or you want to download it, it's also fine, right? Everything is all here, right? So it's actually quite interactive. And the good thing about online learning that no one tells you is that it is recorded and it's posted here. So in a way that, for example, if let's say later I have a session, but I am actually doing my work here, all right? Last time is either you miss the class, then you self-study. You have
Yeah,
nothing to look forward, nothing to refer on.
I think this is the good. I mean, the best things about online learning. They can learn anytime. They can repeat
Yes,
it. They can watch again and again. But previously,
exactly.
face to face, physically, even I did also for my classes also. Sometimes, like even if anyone missed the class, they can see the recorded video.
Yes. So this is a good thing. So imagine that tomorrow is my exam. Now I want to do a revision, but I missed my class. How?
Yeah,
Lectures actually did upload it in here. So you can actually have a look, right? And of course, even from very, very simple things like, for example, like the lecture session, right? Lectures will post a link here and then you can actually join. Simply just join. But if you miss it, it's fine because you can always come back and look from here, right? The revision questions, let's say, yeah, I missed the revision session. So I click here and then you can see all the videos here,
this,
right?
this
So
is
that is
I
everything here. And the good thing about that is you also have the exam being conducted here. You see here online tests. Just
that's
click
good.
in, yep, and you can perform the online test. Yeah,
And this
right.
is
So
quite
everything is
like
basically
easy.
here. Mhm.
So you don't
And
have
of
to
course,
you can, yeah, even the
sorry?
university giving trial version like 4 to 6 weeks. So this is good also.
Yeah, and of course you can see your grades here. All right. Of course I can't click because it's quite a private and confidential. I can't click here. So you can see your grades here as well. All right. All the marks are being uploaded here. And of course, this is the discussion platform that I've mentioned. For MBA, they don't really use it here, but for foundation and degree, most lectures will post discussion here and then this interactive, right? So any students come in, they can interact with the lectures, interact with the students, right? And also in terms of syllabus as well, like, what will I be learning, in terms of this unit? So you can go through all the chapters, what you're gonna do and stuff like this. So it's actually quite convenient, right? And
Yeah,
even announcement as well, right? And announcement are all made here. Now the good thing about this announcement is that whenever lecturers post something out, it would be embedded into your email, right? So let's say, for example, lecturers saying that, okay, assignment due this Sunday. Please submit your assignment. When he posts, he will get a notification. But of course, in that notification, if you miss it, all right, that's fine because here there is another reminder here. You see, to-do list. There's also a reminder here as well. So if let's say you miss out your assignment submission, you have no excuse because every time students will say that you never tell me. First of all, you got an email. Second one, you got the reminder. So that is the good thing about this platform that we are using right now at Canvas.
I think that is
Yep.
great. That is great for the students. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it for my presentation. Last but not least, I would like to also share my screen as well. Yeah, this one. So Now, if you are actually interested and would like to apply, all right, so you can actually submit your application or submit your results for a further assessment with NSS Solution. All right, they can actually help you to assess and also apply through us as well, right? Then after that, once you actually apply, if you're eligible, you will get your offer letter. Then for your offer letter, and if you actually you're okay with it, and then you can actually go for an acceptance of offer, right? So of course, right now you can't travel to Malaysia here first, all right? Then of course you have to do online learning for the time being. You will do online learning while we actually handle your visa application, all right? Once you actually done all the visa and your visa approved, then of course you can fly over here to Kuching. Okay, so that is actually quite simple. Yeah, so I think that's all from me. Right, if there's any question, to drop me an email or drop me a message, and also you can also contact NSS Solution for more information. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah,
Thank you very much, Mr. Elton, for your fruitful presentations and video. And I think this is very clear for the students about to study in Swinburne, and they don't have to worry now. So I have one questions there. Like you mentioned, like the student will get like up to 12,000 ringgit scholarship. So how about the like second year, third year? Is there any scholarship if the student get outstanding result or something like that?
yes, student will get another set of scholarships if they actually perform well in their first year. So we
Mhm.
call it as a academic progression scholarship. So students can actually get about 15% off, right, if they achieve the certain CGPA, which is about CGPA 3.85.
Okay, that's correct. I think that is good for the students, and that is good news for you guys. So it's still like second year, third year, fourth year, you can claim the I mean the scholarship if the if your result is very good.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for your comments, and it was a nice sessions I could say, and very informative sessions. So thank you, Mr. Alton, and thank you everyone to
Thank you
join
so
our
much.
live sessions. Have a good day. Take care and good night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you.
See you too.